welcome to my channel, Sacred Intuition. And yeah, let's see what message wants to come through. I would like to use the Wounded Warriors deck. Stoic upbringing. Why are we always tapping into such depressing? Anyway, let's see. 5 of Cups. Great. Loss and despair, sacrifice and change, healing old wounds. And the 2 of Cups. Friendship, compatibility, spiritual bond. Okay. And we'll give this a shuffle as well. Oh, mental illness. And this ooh was not a judgment. It was more of a, yeah. Okay, what message do we need to tap into? What message do the ancestors want to enforce? No way. No way. You saw this. And this was on the bottom of the deck. This just flipped out of the middle of the deck. We are literally talking about mental illness. Cheating, orphan, lust. Is there anything else that needs to come through that we need to focus on from the ancestors? And I'm hearing a hard no. Projection. Oh. Okay, I'm going to move this to the side for now. Okay, let's see. What are we tapping into with the mental illness? What does this pertain to? The 3 of Wands. Opportunities arising, reaching for the stars. The Hierophant. Commitments, values, spiritual traditions, faith, and organization. What does the mental illness pertain to? Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Projection is relevant here because the message that I'm getting... Oh, my... Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay. Mental illness and projection with the 3 of Wands and the Hierophant. What I'm getting is that someone was not actually was not allowed to really pursue their own dreams. Instead, they were being forced to live up to the dreams of like a parental figure. Like traditional expectations. For instance, if there was a family business and every man in this family was a carpenter, this person was meant to become a carpenter. If, for instance, yes, I'm being stereotypical right now, but this is important. If you were born in a female body and the traditional belief was that the woman had to be doing all the household chores and that was a woman's job, and it was frowned upon for the woman to have her own money, and the woman was just meant to be a pretty accessory, then you were meant to be just that. And now imagine, let's stick for just because it's easier to explain that way. Imagine that beauty was something that was was your greatest value as a woman. Now just imagine that you are growing up as the ugly duckling. Yeah, if you know the story of the ugly duckling actually turned out to be a swan and not a duck at all. Anyway, but if you didn't fit the traditional criteria of your family, of your parents, of your grandparents, whoever had the most say in this dynamic, this put a lot of pressure onto you. And even if you fit the criteria, you were never meant to really spread your own wings and fly, because you were being put into a box, whether you wanted it or not. And that was all projection. And imagine, I don't have to ask you to imagine, because if this reading is for you, sadly, this is something that you've went through. Or this could be also tapping into an energy of someone you're connected to, and this is just meant for you to gain further insight. Or maybe it's just an interesting read on something that you might come across in your friend group, and you'd be like, oh wow, there was this reading on this channel that I watched. Oh, now I get it. Who knows? Maybe in the future you might need this insight. And I was babbling now. Okay, so instead of being able to fully develop your interests, your strengths, and I'm saying you just so that it's easier, let's just say there. This person was not meant to be an individual. This person was meant to become basically kind of like a robot. This person was meant to function. And there was no room for emotions. There was no room for dreaming. There was no room for a different approach. There was no room for different ideas. There was no room. There was literally no room. There was no air. It was suffocating. And at some point, this would lead for this person to break down, because you would have a complete loss of personal identity. You will not know where your place in society is, because one day you'll wake up and those people that put you into those boxes might not be around anymore. And yes, that could free you, but I can only imagine how freakishly overwhelming this could be. And before, when I saw mental illness and I saw 3 of Wands, I was like, oh, is this talking about delusion? No, it's not. Not at all. It's mental illness caused by being forced to suppress your most authentic inner self. Dreams being crushed because they didn't fit the criteria. Traditions and values were more important than mental health. And it seems like this person is the first person that is going to break this cycle, because, oh yeah, that's why I saw this. Karma. This is about breaking ancestral karma. This is about taking the blindfold off. This is the end of being only in a defensive mode and never really. I mean, defensive would have been good. I mean, standing up. But it's no more turning a blind eye to this karma. Becoming stable within oneself. Becoming independent and self-sufficient. How about the projection? Yeah, judgment. There's judgment being called to this projection because it was a karmic lesson. And for some reason, this person that we're tapping into, whether it's you or a person that you're connected to, that was their karmic lesson to really break those patterns, to go through this spiritual awakening and to identify where other people have projected onto them and really like breaking free from this. Sometimes I'm really wondering, like, what the actual heck? Yeah, the tower is being brought in because those were false foundations that were just burdensome. They were just being oppressive. Yeah. Because finally, after releasing this burn, finally you could find your own drive, your own passions, and actually pursue it. Finally, you are now allowed to become dreaming again. For the first time in your life, in their life, to dream. Yeah. The Nine of Cups and the Hanged Man. And the Knight of Wands. Pursuing your passions after gaining a different perspective and really following your heart. Your heart's most inner desire. And by this also curing this mental illness. The Moon, illusion, subconscious, hidden truth. Breaking through those illusions, breaking free. With the Lovers, partnerships, intellectual energy. And the High Priestess, really, really tapping into your gifts. Really, oh wow. Now I'm even hearing that someone called this person that we're tapping into, whether it's you or a person you're connected to, as someone mentally unstable whenever they try to dream and always like try to gaslight them. But and their highly intuitiveness that they've always had, this this ability to dream, to envision things, to feel things more deeply than others. That was always your strength. That was always their strength. And from others, it was called, oh, this person's mentally ill. That is no use. Wake up, kid. I'm really getting this snarky kind of voice. Like looking down upon this child that could make up the most beautiful stories inside of their head. But it was never a mental illness. And not saying that, yeah, not bashing mental illness. Not at all. But I feel like something was also often here declared as a mental illness, which was actually strength. But since no one of those people possessed this kind of strength, they didn't want anyone else to have it. It was like such a weird, envious energy to it. And I'm really getting like one person in particular really enjoyed crushing someone else's dreams because they never had a true dream. They had nothing to go for. And this is where the projection happened. Maybe someone else took their dream away, so they made sure that no one else could have a dream. To laugh about someone else's dream and being like, oh yeah, you're delusional. Yeah, you're crazy, Mr. Cray Cray, Miss Lady, little Miss Lady, Cray Cray, whatever. Yeah. This actually has become your greatest power. This is what makes you unique. And this is something that makes this person or you collective so extremely special. And I'm 100% convinced that you will be overcoming this. But that was tough. But this karma is ending now. This karma is ending with you. And only because you held on. You guarded that part of you. You might have had to hide it away, but you never let it go. You never did. You always held on to it. You always held on to that part of your soul, which was truly authentic. And you stored it away, hid it away, so that no one could touch it. Because one day you knew that you will be able to bring it out to the daylight and to really make something big out of it and to reach for the stars. Yeah, justice. Justice to any kind of mental illness, anything that was a burden to you. There's justice being called to this. What a beautiful energy. Again, the Lovers that I'm seeing and the Knight of Swords, a quick decision, unstoppable force. You're unstoppable, or this person that you're connected to is unstoppable. And if you've wondered whether they can break free, yes, they can. If you wondered if you could really release all the last remainders, yes, you can. Whoever this reading is for, you can be so proud of yourself. Because you have been through hell and back. Kudos. Absolutely kudos to you. Saying you absolutely love and light. If you like my readings, hit the like button, but only if you're guided to. And yeah, become part of our tribe of spiritual warriors. And just join us by hitting the subscribe button. But anyways, take care. Bye-bye.